You're listening to The Paul Higgins Show, where ambitious tech consultants come to unlock their potential. After 18 years as a global leader, I launched several businesses, culminating in a successful exit. I'm sharing what I learned, plus what's working now from mentoring tech consultants. You will hear leaders within our industry to help you build a business you love that allows you to do what you want. If you are looking for immediate cash flow wins to fuel your growth, go to our free ebook at paulhigginsmentoring.com/roadmap. Imagine this. You're in a sales meeting with a potential client and they share a problem that sounds perfect for your solution. But instead of asking deeper questions, you jump straight into the pitch and later find out you completely missed the real problem and lost the deal. Hello, this is Paul Higgins and welcome to episode 575 of The Paul Higgins Show, and it's just you and me today. And today we're going to dive into the critical skill that separates average tech consultants with exceptional ones, the art of asking powerful questions that uncover the true problem and also the business impact. From mentoring hundreds of tech consultants and interviewing now over 300 on my show, I've noticed a common pattern. Many are brilliant at technical solutions but struggle with one aspect of sales. And what do you think that is? I think the title might have given it away, but it's effective questioning. Here's something important. If you're struggling with this, it's not your fault. Most tech consultants haven't had the luxury of 28 years of sales experience like I did at one of the leading sales organizations in the world, Coca-Cola. I was fortunate to learn these skills with some of the best on the planet. Let me share a recent example. One of my mentoring clients was meeting with a potential client who mentioned issues with their sales process. Instead of exploring further, my client immediately started explaining how their CRM solution could help. What they missed was that the real problem wasn't the CRM. It was the client was losing deals because their team couldn't quickly access past project information to demonstrate the experience. Now, I found this out through listening to the recording, and I went through and sort of gave them itemized feedback. But what was the real impact? Well, the real impact to the client is they lost a $300,000 revenue opportunity, and therefore my client lost a share of that. Let's say it's, I think it was about a $50,000 deal. So this client then, so just to be clear, it's my client, which is the mentoring client. They recently shared how this questioning approach transformed their sales conversations. Instead of immediately pitching his CRM solution, when clients mentioned process issues, he learned to ask questions that revealed deeper problems, like teams wasting hours searching through scattered emails and proposals with no central collaboration system. The real magic isn't just in asking good initial questions, it's in the art of the follow-up. So let me explain. If a client says we're having issues with our sales process, most consultants immediately jump to the solution. You're so excited, you hear, they've got this issue that you want to show a solution straight away. And normally that's tech-based as well, as you know. Instead, try these follow-up questions. Take me through a specific example of when this created problems for you. What was the impact to your team, revenue, customers? You insert what's most relevant. How long has this been a concern? So you ask the core question and then the follow-up. So think of it like peeling an onion. Each follow-up question gets you closer to the core issue. So here's my framework for better asking questions. And if you're driving, walking at the moment, don't worry, keep listening because it will be in the show notes, the detail of this. Number one, start with your context questions. What's currently working well in your process? Walk me through how you handle, X process today. This establishes trust and shows you're interested in understanding their business. Think of if you're actually working for them, what would you be asking? So that's one, start with the context questions. Number two, problem questions. What challenges are you facing with? And then insert your specific area. Where do you see the biggest bottlenecks? And then, drill into that. Listen for emotional triggers. What's their frustrations? What's their concern? What's their urgency, right? You're trying to get really behind the generic responses they're giving. So number one, start with context questions. Two, problem questions. And then the third, the really big one, which most people miss, is the impact questions. So I'll give you an example. How's this affecting your revenue team customers? What is the cost if this isn't resolved? And get specific numbers wherever possible in these impact questions. So once again, we've had start with context questions, problem questions, impact questions, and future state questions. What would success look like for you in 6 months from now? What would change if this problem was solved? And then help them visualize the value of the solution. So they're really making the choice to buy from you. You don't have to really sell to them, right? And even if you take those 4 questions that I've got there and just put it in a Google Sheet or something and just start having your core questions, and even go back and you could feed all of your sales recording transcripts into AI. So whether it's, ChatGPT or whether it's Claude, and you could get them to pick out your best questions from there. The key is to avoid rapid fire questioning. Think of it as a conversation, not an interrogation. My rule of thumb is 1 powerful question followed by 2 minutes of listening. So, an example, the power of follow-up questions hit home with one of my mentoring clients last week. When a prospect mentioned they were overwhelmed, instead of assuming what that meant, they asked, what specifically feels overwhelming to you at this point? This revealed that the real issue wasn't their technology, it was the team was spending 15 hours per week searching for information across different systems. That's the difference between guessing and knowing. And let me give you another real example. Last week, instead of asking, do you need help with your sales process? One of my clients asked, what would it mean for your business if you could reduce your sales cycle by 30%? This led to a discussion about a $2 million deal that was stuck in the pipeline, and suddenly the conversation shifted from cost, I can't afford this solution, to investment. I'd be crazy to miss the $2 million deals moving forward if I didn't have this. And what I learned at Coca-Cola from presenting to senior executives is the power of thoughtful questioning. When a senior executive crossed his arms during my presentation, he later pulled me aside and taught me a valuable lesson. Always be clear on what's the point, okay? What's the point? This taught me to ask questions that get to the heart of the business impact, not just surface level problems. And we're skilled. We've been taught just to give a surface level answer. So, ready, set, go. 1, review your last 3 sales conversations. Did you truly understand the impact of the problems? And get even ChatGPT or whatever AI you're using to diagnose it. 2, practice the 4 types of questions in the next meeting. And as I said, script them out. Use ChatGPT or whatever you're using AI to go back through all your previous transcriptions and get those. Number 3, focus on getting specific numbers around impact. So thanks for listening to me in the Paul Higgins Show. This is exclusive for tech consultants, and I'd love your recommendations for specific topics. So reach out to me via LinkedIn, email, or visit me at paulhigginsmentoring.com. All of this is in the show notes. So I'll see you next time on the Paul Higgins Show Solo Edition. Time for action. Let me know what you implemented from the show. I promise to respond. Plus, get the Tech Consultants Roadmap at paulhigginsmentoring.com/roadmap.